Hey anime fans, we're back again with another new video. I hope everyone is doing well. Whether it's about love or a better life, some anime characters always seem to be jealous of those around them. Despite its negative reputation, jealousy can be a useful feeling that sparks people to action. Depending on one's outlook, jealousy might inspire someone to take on more responsibility and better themselves spiritually. On the other hand, it might cause possessiveness and resentment. Regardless of why an anime character might be jealous, there are plenty who stick out. In today's video, we're going to take a look at some anime characters who are always jealous of others. Before we dive in, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to be part of the conversation. We're gonna start this video with Envy's cruelty from the anime Fullmetal Alchemist. While they might not show outward jealousy during Fullmetal Alchemist, Envy's cruelty and distaste for humans is born from jealousy over what humans have. Specifically, Envy is resentful of the connections humans forge with each other since they never had strong connections of their own. Envy's ability to shapeshift into any form of their choosing is tied to the concept of envy and jealousy since envy outwardly becomes another person. But the pit of hatred and loneliness inside them ultimately remains unfilled. In the anime My Next Life as a Villainess, Mary becomes resentful of anyone who gets close to Katarina. Although she initially falls in love with Alan Stewart in the original timeline of the Fortune Lover visual novel, Mary Hunt essentially falls in love with Katarina Cleese in the new timeline during My Next Life as a Villainess. And instead of being the meek, ostracized girl she is in the original timeline, she turns out to be a much more boisterous and confident character in the new timeline. Mary can't stand anyone getting close to Katarina and often spends time scheming how she can get closer to Katarina herself. Now we jump to Yuno Gasai from the anime Future Diary. Jealously protecting Yukiteru is Yuno's biggest priority. Since the first world's Yuno Gasai is desperate to live in a world where she and Yukiteru Amano can be together, Yuno can't accept anyone getting close to him in Future Diary. Yuno's plans hinge on her ability to convince Yukiteru that she can be trusted and that he doesn't need anyone else. To that end, Yuno jealously fends off anyone trying to get close to Yukiteru, even resorting to lying and violence in extreme circumstances. Her behavior certainly isn't healthy, but it's exactly what viewers should expect. Next, we got Inuyasha from the anime Inuyasha. Inuyasha becomes jealous over a lot of things. There's a lot for Inuyasha to be jealous over in Inuyasha, although his past doesn't excuse him for his rude, thoughtless behavior. Not only is Inuyasha jealous over humans and demons, since each of them has a group they belong to that he's been outcasted from, but he's also jealous over others getting close to either Kikyo or Kago. Since he's a character who's literally and figuratively stuck in between two different groups and circumstances, he can't help but feel resentment over nearly every circumstance in his life. In the anime Naruto, loneliness caused Naruto to become envious of others. Although most people would never guess by just looking at him, Naruto Uzumaki harbors feelings of jealousy over others' circumstances when he was younger in Naruto. Most of it is born from loneliness since Naruto is an orphan. He can't help but become frustrated when seeing families together, which leads him to aim for the role of Hokage, so no one can ignore him ever again. He also develops a bit of jealousy over others who are praised higher than he is, such as Sasuke Uchiha, who's a star student when he's not being a loner. Next in line, we have Misa Amane from the anime Death Note. Misa won't tolerate anyone getting attached to Light. Death Note isn't the best source for healthy relationships, and Misa Amane nicely fits the trope of a possessive girlfriend. Her tragic past leads her to idolize Kira, and she eventually unmasks his true identity, Light Yagami. Once she tracks Light down, she develops an unhealthy obsession with him and even threatens to kill any women who dare to get close to him. Misa can't stand the idea of any other woman taking a place in Light's life, and her jealous possessiveness allows Light to use her as a pawn. In the anime Konosuba, seeing others' misfortune makes Dustiness Ford La Latina, usually known as Darkness, jealous. Konosuba's status as a parody anime lets it get away with some seriously maladjusted personalities, and Darkness is one of them. As an incorrigible masochist, Darkness is thirsty for any kind of embarrassing situation to put herself in. Her desperation leaks out when she sees others in unfortunate circumstances, in which case she jealously looks on and comments that they seem to be having fun. While Darkness's jealousy isn't expressed in a negative way, she's nevertheless envious of those who find themselves in embarrassing situations. Next, we have Zenitsu Agatsuma from the anime Demon Slayer. Zenitsu longs for a normal life with a bride. Although he's a strong member of the Demon Slayer Corps, Zenitsu Agatsuma never asks to be a Demon Slayer. He's openly envious of those who don't have to live a dangerous life in Demon Slayer, and his cowardice leads him to believe his remaining days are shorter than they might actually be. A recurring source of jealousy for Zenitsu appears whenever he finds out that Tanjiro or Inosuke have spent time with cute girls. This makes him seem lecherous as a result, but it is pitiable that he's not able to settle down and have a peaceful life. Next in line, Vegeta is jealous of Goku and anyone who looks at Bulma in Dragon Ball Z. You might not think that the all-powerful Prince of Saiyans would have anything to feel jealous about, but Vegeta can't stop comparing himself to his rival, Goku. He wants desperately to prove himself superior, but eventually, he does learn to appreciate his own abilities and stop comparing them to Goku's. However, he remains jealous when it comes to his wife Bulma. When Goku promises old Kai he'll show him some sexy pictures of Bulma, Vegeta's furious, which honestly isn't the worst thing. Those aren't Goku's, old Kai's, or Vegeta's pics to show, after all. Now we jump to Ariri, who wants to be Tomoya's only friend in Sekano, How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend. Ariri Spencer Soamura is Tomoya Aki's childhood friend, and she takes her role extremely seriously. Upon learning about Tomoya's other childhood friend, Izumi Hashima, Ariri decides his friend group has grown too large. When Tomoya likes Izumi's doujinshi and praises her for being a talented creator, Ariri fumes because he said nothing about hers. She also loses her cool when Utaha Kasamigiaka flirts with Tomoya, or really when anything happens that doesn't involve Tomoya paying attention to her. Considering how she stopped talking to him during childhood because she was embarrassed to be associated with him, her raging jealousy isn't exactly fair. Then again, feelings rarely are. Before the last, we have Matsuri Mizusawa from the anime Citrus. Matsuri jealously interferes with Yuzu's personal life. When Matsuri Mizusawa finds out Yuzu Ahara has fallen in love with Mei Hara in Citrus, she takes it upon herself to break them up. Matsuri's predilection for shameless misbehavior stemmed from a lonely childhood where Yuzu was the one proverbial light she relied on to get through the day. Since she's so attached to Yuzu, she can't handle the idea of Yuzu being unavailable for her emotional needs. Matsuri takes it upon herself to stir up some drama to hopefully cause Yuzu and Mei to part ways, but it ultimately blows up in her face. In the end, we have Belarus from the anime Hetalia. Axis powers, Belarus is cruel to people close to Russia. Hetalia, Axis Powers is an entertaining parody show that rolls up national stereotypes into personalities, and Belarus might be the strongest personality of them all. Belarus's attachment to Russia is similar to how the country Belarus continues to follow Russian culture, even though it's been free of the USSR since its dissolution. Belarus can't stand other nations becoming close to Russia, including Lithuania, who has a crush on her. Belarus's jealousy over those Russia favors usually results in her treating them cruelly, and Lithuania is a common victim. That's all in this video. Do you know more characters who are always jealous of others? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.